tap in. 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 Tap in.
Hey, welcome to TT from the D TapN Tuesday. I am streaming live over here on Instagram. Shout out to all my people in Instagram world. Shout out to Rocky Harris. You guys got to tune into her show this week. It's gonna be phenomenal. Shout out to you, boo. I love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's hot topic. Woo! It's been so much going on. I've been having some really good conversation with family members and friends and coworkers. And I'm like, wow, I seldom have conversations and I'm like, oh, that's a whole podcast show, right? And so a lot of times, like I've joined a couple of different groups through Facebook, and there was a question that's been lingering. A lot of people have asked in different groups, especially from the podcast world, like, how do you choose your show topics, right? And so I guess it varies from person to person or the demographic that you're targeting, things of that nature. I tend to like to bring people to highlight what they're doing. We see what's going on in the world. Sometimes I might shine a little light on it. Sometimes I might not. I might have that behind the door conversation, or I might bring it right directly to you because I feel like, oh yeah, this is something we need to talk about. And so happiness, my God, when we think about happiness, like, what does that mean to you? Now, if you are going to log in and share that, you would have to go over to StreamYard. So you would have to go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook, log into your Facebook account so you can share your questions and your comments. I would love to know, what does happiness mean to you? So we can sit and park that. Let's park that and then let's unpack that. But in the meantime, let me remind you that TT from the D podcast show is for everybody. I got something for everybody. Young, mature, seasoned, wet behind the ears, Similac drinker. You get it? There's something for everybody because the world is filled with people, amazing people from all walks of life, right? From all groups, all cultures. And so I love people. So I'm for everybody. I'm for the people. You know how some people say, oh, they for the streets. I'm for the people. Oh, here he. I'm for the streets. So tonight's hot topic, happiness is ahead, right? I thought, you hear people talk about, especially in relationships, yeah, he don't make me happy, or she don't make me happy, or, you at work, this job don't make me happy. The people I work with don't make me happy. The people I go to school with don't make me happy. It's kind of like, when you really think about it, I like to use metaphors and things like that. I'm going to see what you said, Rocky. Rocky's over Instagram. You guys got to follow Rocky Reality. She's amazing. I always talk about the 5 fingers, right? Because out of these 5 fingers, 4 of them can find blame somewhere else. We can be like, oh, well, they don't. Y'all know this one. I'm just saying they was like, but look, we hold this one back though. That's that pink, that thumb, right? That one can't, that was awkward. You're not gonna do that. We sometimes have to let that thumb do what it do, point back at you and be accountable, have some accountability for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. What I've come to realize in this life is that we owe ourselves a moment of happiness. Now, how long does a moment last to you? If you go by a clock, okay, that's different. But remember, our time is not the same type of time that God operates off of, right? So a minute is a long, long time to God. To us, it's like that, right? You ever heard someone say, dang, just when you started getting this thing called life, then bam, you know, he or she or they or whatever. So let me pause because I want to share something with you. I'm going to pause. I want to read something from Rocky. Rocky Reality, okay, said, someone asked me that yesterday. It depends on what month it is or hot topic arises. Or if someone has done something or has something popping, I feature them. Yeah. I can concur to that. I agree with Rocky on that one. I agree, boo. A lot of times we tend to want to feature people because we know some amazing people, you know, right here locally, internationally, it doesn't matter. We know all kind of people all around the world. And so I tend to like to not only feature my people and not just my friends. Like if you got something good, I get people, and it's humbling to me because I'm a new podcaster, kind of. I'm really just jumping on board. Um, I was all audio. If you know anything about TT from the D podcast, I started out with Married Couples Poor when I initially started my podcasting. And I thought like that was my mission. Like I'm just going to do podcasts for married couples because I'm a marriage ministry leader, right? So I thought like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. But then God said, you for the people, right? So all people are not married. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, Jesus, but but I was like, oh yeah, well, you know what, Lord, it's too late because my show is called Married Couples Poor. And so with revamping and regrouping and rebranding, you can tend to do things and change things. And so with TT from the D on TapN Tuesday, is tapping in. We tapping into whatever it is we need to tap into, right? Any given day. I could call it any given Sunday, but like what? But really, we could tap into whatever needs to be tapped into. So I love that. And then Wine Down Wednesday, normally I like to have a glass of wine and relax and chill. And a lot of people do. Like we like to go out happy hour and things like that. So I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be great. Because we can again wind down on a Wednesday and talk about whatever we want to. And that doesn't put me in a box, nor does it put me in a, in a safe zone. I'm out there on that plank and I'm just open. I'm open to talking about whatever we need to talk about as a people. Okay, so thank you, Rocky, for sharing that. Now let me play this little bit right here and listen to the words. I'm gonna play a smidget of it because y'all know how Facebook do and how Instagram and all the other social sites do. And I'm gonna say this verbally: I do not own the rights to this music. I am a fan of Pharrell Williams, and this song has great meaning. Okay. And I want us all to let it just resonate. But think about the words, these few words. I'm going to try to sing along now. Singing is not my calling. So don't get mad. That's not my calling. You got to know your gift. Okay. And that ain't my gift. God didn't give me that. So I'm not unwrapping it. It's something that I'm just doing. Okay. So here we go. Check this out. Here come bad news talking this and that. Here come bad news talking this and that. Well, give me all you got. Don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Because I'm Cause I'm because I'm Do you know what happiness is to you? What? So I came up with happiness is ahead. It's right ahead. Now you might say, Titi, what you mean? Like, why isn't it right here? Why isn't it right now? That's a rhetorical question. That's a question that you have to ask yourself. There's a lot of people that I know that are struggling, and it's not just with mental issues or emotional issues, just struggling, trying to find a happy place, right? And I tend to wonder, sometimes we put everyone else before ourselves. We tend to do that. Now, when we're married, okay, and in my case, my husband, I love my husband. That's my boo thing, right? That's my friend, my homie, my number one partner. Like my ride or die. That's my guy, right? And I want him happy. And I do what I need to do to try to give him happiness. I can't make him happy, but I do what I do to give him happiness because it's a mood, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, right? And so when you have positivity, now that's something you have to carry every day, like you do the breath in your body. You need that breath to breathe, right? You inhale, you exhale, you inhale, you exhale to breathe because that's how we function, right? Positivity is a mindset, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's a mindset, and it helps you find your happiness. Now, it's all you've heard people say, "Oh, you got to change your mindset," right? It sounds good. It's called a cliche phrase, perhaps we could say, where it's like everybody says it. It's just like I was watching Apollo last night. Me and Andre was watching Apollo last night, and it was an old episode, obviously. And so what I noticed is that people didn't, they were torn. Do I want to have Sandman come out and drag this person out? You know how that he come out there with the little cane or whatever he coming out with, or do I want to clap for this person? So I noticed when they was panning people kind of like, are we clapping or do we like him? We don't like him. Because honestly, you saw some people clapping and then they're pan again and they're like, it's like, okay, make your mind up. Because at first you liked them, but then your neighbor didn't like them. So now all of a sudden you don't like them. Like, so it's kind of like in friendship groups. You ever had a group of friends, women, we guilty of this. And so it's kind of like, yeah, we're looking over at, we mad today? Like, yeah, we're mad today. We mad, why? And who are we mad with? And why are we mad at them, right? And so it's kind of like, I used to think that as a child growing up. Like, oh, my friend's mad. My friend mad at them, so we mad. Okay, we mad. And as I got older, I realized, like, wait a minute. I'm not personally mad. Like, they didn't wrong me. And so I'm not mad. I get that you guys are mad. And then I became that person like, okay, let's try to talk it out. Let's try to talk about it. Let's try to iron it out. Let's try to work that thing out. A lot of times relationships are lost because we don't talk. We don't communicate. But let me be clear. It takes two to tangle, just like it takes two to get in a relationship. There are some like Respucia relationships in morbid, yeah, like in Norbit, like you my boyfriend. It's like, what? Like that's your girl. Oh, you don't know. But on a serious note, a lot of times it takes two people to disagree. You can have a disagreement. So one person says, nah, I don't agree with that. Another person says, well, I think so. So we're disagreeing and we have to come to a common ground. Like, let's agree that we disagree and keep it moving. And in some relationships, whether it's a platonic relationship, a lover's relationship, a marital relationship, a friendship, a family ship, you have to learn to agree and disagree. You have to also have ownership, what we talked about a few minutes ago, having accountability. You can point the finger, but you got to have accountability. But where you can get grace is when you know you've taken ownership and you have your accountability and you said, you know what, listen, I've done my part and I did my, okay, let me do this. And so when you do that, that means that you've matured, ladies and gentlemen. And that means that you've moved over to trying to figure out what is it that you could have done better. What could you have done differently? What could he or she, what could they have done different? What could have they done differently? And then you start to unpack that, right? So let's table that for a second. And I'm gonna share some things with you on things to help you maintain and gain your happiness, right? Because we're on a mission looking for happiness, right? Let me sip a little bit of water. It's hot. Even though the AC is on, it's hot. And your girl don't want to have a meltdown. Okay, so count your blessings. We must remember to count our blessings every single day. Every single day, unwrap that gift called life. Let me cut this light down just a tad bit. I think y'all can see me. I know I'm a little brown, but let's turn this down a little bit, just a little bit, because that light got me going, honey. So yeah, so you got to count your blessings, big and small. Whatever that is that God gave you, you've worked hard at, count it all joy. Don't sit it out and be like, that's an accolade. So no one's celebrating you. Nobody's making a big deal about it. Make a big deal about yourself. Learn to celebrate yourself. For real. Like, some people just feel like, well, ain't nobody telling me congratulations. So shoot, I guess it ain't no big deal. It's a big deal if it's a big deal to you. Because let me be clear, what you could be jumping for joy might not make me jump for joy. And that's your moment. And that's okay. But if you're going to allow someone else not being happy for you, not congratulating you or wishing you a happy birthday or a happy anniversary or good luck or farewell or whatever that is, oh, I'm moving away and they ain't even come make time to see me off. Well, you know, people have lives, and sometimes timing is off. That don't mean that they don't love you, like you, or want to celebrate you or be with you. Timing is off. You know, if you think about it, I said this before in a podcast, and I'm probably going to say it several more times because it's truth. And truth is truth, right? We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Most people work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You got people that work them 6 days. Heck, you got people that work 7 days, right? Depending on your career or your line of work. And so people bank on, if I'm doing something, I need to do it on a Friday, and it needs to be a Friday evening, a Friday night, Saturday afternoon, because people get their hair done, barbershop visits, got to go practices, blah, 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 right? And, you know, you try to Sunday, okay, well, some people go to church, and then so you start to build your stuff around other people. I was guilty of that for so many years. I'm like, even when it comes to where I want to go celebrate, I might say, well, oh, that might be a little pricey. I want people to come, so I'm going to put it at so-and-so. And I might not even really want to go there, but I want to be with the people. And then what's so funny is I learned that some of those people I might have done that for, I felt like I was doing a favor for, because I wanted their presence more so than a gift. I wanted their presence to be there with me, or I wanted them to be able to come, and I didn't want them to use the excuse of, oh, well, you know, it was a little pricey, it's midweek, blah, blah, blah. So it'd be like, all right, let me go here, and then I can really do what I want to on my private time. I got past that because I said, we make happen what we want to happen. Now, time is another thing. You know what I'm saying? Time is another thing. If I even had to go somewhere, let's just go, if I went to, I don't know, let's say we was going to Ruth's Chris, I guess. That's a pretty nice place people tend to go to. I'm not a fan myself, but let's just say we went to Ruth's Chris, and it's kind of like, oh, that's pricey. I don't know if I'm going to go there because blah, blah, blah. If I ain't do nothing else but got a house salad and some bread and water, or a libation, because y'all know I like my little wine, love wine. So I got my glass of wine, a salad, and bread, if that's all I could afford. But I came, right? I came. Even if I came, brought some balloons and a card, I came, right? I just popped in. I wanted to show up, give you a hug. If nothing more, I'll catch you on the next time. Now, when it comes to, I got events, or I got to work, I ain't got no babysitter, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Always can reach out, say, hey, let's catch up later, do something different, okay? But when you don't get people celebrating you, please don't throw your whole moment away, okay? Don't throw your blessing away. Count your blessings and store them up for you, because they're aligned perfectly with the purpose attached to you. Okay. The second one I want to say is carry a smile, right? Because you never know what a smile might do. I did a reel the other day, and I was surprised how many views it had and how many likes it had. And I was simply talking about just being kind. You know, I had a moment of gratitude, and like, I get really emotional when things happen and people are doing something of the kindness of their heart, especially strangers. And I get like, I always look up and be like, thank you, God, that was you. Or, you know, and I'm like, wow, there are still good people in the world, which I know there are. But it's just, I just had to jump on and say, yo, be kind. And it was all about my actions prior to my interactions with this woman prior to earlier in the day. I came back later in her presence, and it was just like, huh, she remembered me. And it was just like, okay, I even ended up giving this woman a hug, like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because she blessed me. And it was just like unexpected. I didn't expect it at all. God knows I didn't expect it at all. But it was just like, people watch you. And I always tell people, be mindful. People are always watching. Now let me tell you something. I struggled with this a couple years ago. I don't anymore because I understand how people are wired to a certain degree. Everybody is different. We all wired differently. But I used to be like, dang. Now if I put something up there that's not real positive, it's gonna have do a little bit of laundry too. Multitasking. Okay, so if I put something out there that's not necessarily positive, it could get a whole bunch of likes, right? But if I put up something there that is positive, or I'm sharing somebody else's stuff because I like to support other people's stuff to the best of my ability, I'm like, why don't nobody like stuff like that? Or you supporting your business, and it's kind of like nobody, they don't want to share your stuff, they don't want to like your stuff, and I'm like, dang, you don't get a lot of views, and you're thinking like, huh. But then I stopped caring. And I said, you know what? It's just like God. When they said God had 100 people and 99 was on task, and one person was going off to their own. And God goes after that one. Because the 99 is going to be okay. Even if they ain't doing the right thing. You know why they're going to be okay? Because they're in alignment. They are looking out for one another, not even knowing they're looking out, because they're all trying to do the same thing. Even if it's wrong, they're trying to do the same thing. So they're protected. That one person is off on their own, like I don't know if they didn't get the memo, the invite, the directions. So God said, okay, here we go. And from time to time, we become that one. I know you don't want to admit it. We become that one. From time to time, we become that one. And we have to get a tap on the shoulder. Excuse me. Come here, come back over here. And so it's kind of like you waiting for someone to say something and they don't. And so now your whole mood changes. You woke up and like, ooh, today is my promotion. I'm excited. I know everybody gonna be excited. Or today is my graduation. Or today is my big move. Or today is my birthday. Or today is my anniversary. And it's like, of course you and your spouse gonna be pumped. But what if your spouse woke up and didn't remember? Or didn't feel like celebrating like you want to celebrate? Felt like, oh, it's just another year. I'm happy. I love you. But I mean, it's not a big deal. This is what we do. We in this thing. And it's kind of like, now see, I would feel some kind of way like, what? What? But it's kind of like you look for accolades and you look for people to pat you on your back and thank you and do things. And when they don't, you feel like, I'm not happy. Your whole mood is shot to heck. And you looking like, I'm like, your happiness is not on the shoulders of another man or a woman, a boy or girl. Your happiness is a mindset. And you have to tell yourself, if nobody else celebrate me, if nobody else appreciates me, I will celebrate me and I appreciate me. Right? You have to say that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You have to do that for yourself. If you don't owe it to anybody else, you owe it to yourself. Okay, so speak daily affirmations into your life. You hear that saying, speak life. That is cliche again. People say, oh yeah, speak life, manifest it, speak it into the atmosphere, sow that seed verbally, blah, 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 blah. It sounds great, but are you doing it? Now that's rhetorical. It's not for me to know. It's for you to know. Are you sowing seeds and speaking affirmations into your own life? Because it's a mindset. Nobody said nothing to me all day. Nobody said good morning to me. And everybody came in and it's like, okay. Maybe they having a bad day. They might not have spoke to you because they're going through something and they wasn't perky and all bringing the energy that you're seeking, and you're going to just let that be your mindset for the rest of the day. So since everybody feel like that, that's okay. Wait till they come over here. Or wait till they call me. Wait today and wait today and wait today. It's like, yeah, no. It's crazy when we chase people. When we're elementary school or we children, we chase our friends, we chase our boo thing, it's like boyfriend, girlfriend, because we want their attention, we want their affection. But when you become an adult, like, wait, ain't nobody got time for that. We do what we do, right? And Steve Harvey said something the other day. This is so freaking real. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember directly, but I saw it on a reel because I fell in love with reels. Okay. And so he was saying something like, how can I put this? Hold on. Let me hear. I was paraphrasing this. Because there was several of them, but there was one that stood out to me the most. It was it's kind of like nurturing your friendships, relationships, knowing seasons, like seasons. We've talked about that before. Knowing the season. Sometimes we like to hold on to friendships and relationships between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they don't want to be held on to. And sometimes they might know that you might be sensitive, or they think you might be sensitive, or they think they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they flat out don't care. So they don't say, please leave me alone. I won't be friend no more. I'm disconnected from you. We've disconnected. But we have to learn, ladies and gentlemen, that we run courses. Okay? We run courses. Like, you got some people that work at a job 20, 30 years, 40 years, right? Some people job hop. Like, that ain't for me. That job ain't for me. That's not for me. And that's okay. Because you got to find what makes you happy. Because it's a mood. It's a feeling. You got to change your mindset and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not getting what I need. I'm not getting what I need from this job or this school or this relationship, this bond, whatever you want to call it, label it. And you say, you know what? I'm going to try something different. And we have to be mature enough, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to say, okay, it's not anything personally. It's just we've grown apart, or we're walking different paths. We used to be on the same path, and now we're walking different paths. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's called growth. Remember, it's a growth mindset, right? We have to be mindful. It's called mindfulness, positive mindset, changing the way you think and you see things. Okay. Wake up on your terms. Choose you first. Choose you first. When you get that breath of life given to you daily, choose you first. I have to say choose you first, because if you don't, people will make you choose them. And then you feeling like, so I was going to do, but I'm going to do this because I don't want them to feel a certain way. And they could care less what you even thinking about. They have no idea that you're wasting so much time trying to figure out what's best for them, because they're going to do them anyway. Okay. Rest and recuperate. Okay, I'm guilty for this one because I don't do it well. I'm on a go. Because the ill girl hangs out with me. The ill girl I call Lupus. From time to time, it makes me feel some kind of way. And I'm in, menopause stage, I believe. And I'm like, oh, I'm flashing. I'm hot. Okay, just got a lot going on, right? But I go, because that's the girl I am. But I have to rest. So I can't go to everything. And even though in my mind, I have planners and I'm got calendars. I'm like, okay, I need to do what I need to. And I'm like, okay, TT, listen, girl. You got to rest. Let me tell you, my mother used to tell me, and I wouldn't listen until I ended up in urgent care or emergency, because my body is shutting down on a level of I'm dehydrated, because I'm going. I'm not drinking enough water, not enough fluids. I don't got enough rest. My mom used to always say, slow down, TT. Just slow down. You can't make everything. You can't support everything. You got to do. And I'm like, yeah, you don't understand. And then I started having to have these hospital visits. And I'm like, I don't like to be up in here and poking and prodding on me. And okay. So I'm like, look, in spirit, I'm going to make it. Okay. But in the physical, I can't. And I literally am on a go. And I try to make as much as I can between my normal 9 to 5 and my businesses and my podcast shows and my entrepreneurship links. I still put in family time because it's important. My relationship time with my husband, and my friendships and things like that, girl time, and all these things are important. Just all that is important. But I'm like, I gotta have a day for me. So I'm getting ready. Let me say this. Let me put this out there. Impromptu. I'm getting ready to pick a day that I don't do anything for anybody. Not my husband, not my kids, Not my mama, not my siblings, not siblings, sister, not brothers, same thing. Not my nieces, nephews, cousins, extended family, nobody. I'm gonna do it for me. I'm gonna pick a day. I know that's gonna be hard, but I gotta pick a day or a half day where it's just about me, so I can rest and recuperate. I don't know what that day is gonna be. I know a very powerful person personally who chooses Monday as his day of rest and recuperating, and he doesn't do anything for anybody else. I respect that. I didn't understand it, but I'm coming into understanding where I need to do that myself. And ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't mean you're selfish or how about you need that? Because if you fall out, whomever is all that, all they're gonna do is call you or stop by, inquire, and they're gonna keep on moving. Find your time to rest and recuperate. Okay. Put yourself first. We talked about that. Celebrating big and small victories. I touched on that. Accomplish one important task daily. We have a million things we got to do, and we're trying to find our happiness. Like, oh my God, where's my happiness? Where's my happy hat? Where I need this. I need them to make me happy. I need that. No. What makes you happy? Every day when you wake up, think about something that brings you happiness. Because remember, happiness is a mood. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. And you could say, well, I'm happy if you're a grandparent. I'm happy when I see my grandkids. Okay. But you don't see them every day or all the time unless you live with them or they live with you or they live near or it's part of your daily routine, you babysit, whatever that looks like. But look at it and say, you know what? I really enjoy that. Or, I love when I sit down with my family, we have dinner. I love family dinner time or whatever that looks like. Make sure you do what makes you happy. Now, everybody else could be feeling different emotions at that time, but whatever it is that makes you happy, you got to do something every day that brings you happiness. Now, remember, it's not his or her responsibility to bring you happiness. It's your responsibility to get that. Why? It's a positive mindset. Okay? Some people may not even know what that really means, and it can mean something different for all of us. So I'm not going to sit here and break it down like what a positive mindset is. You have to look and figure that out for yourself. Blah, blah, blah. This is a good one. Search for benefits in the pain. You might say, what? Yeah. We can learn something every day from our heartaches that can bring us happiness. And the reason why I say that is because you go through something and it can hurt you or disturb you. But if you got the lesson, you don't want to feel like that anymore. So you know what not to do, engage in, get involved in, because you don't want to go back to that old feeling. So you tend to, I'm good on that. I'm good on that, right? I'm going through some things for real, in a positive way. But I'm just like, it's just kind of like cleaning out the attic. For those of you that have attics or cleaning out your basement or a closet, you have to store things in boxes. You have to give away them things. You know how you ladies, we guilty for this. I ain't gonna get that dress away because I like that dress. I'm gonna wear that dress again. When you gonna wear it? Like 10 years ago when you was that size, you ain't got you hold on. Them shoes, your feet grew. You can't. They hurt your feet already. What are you doing? Like, put it away. Give it away. Make room for something else. You got all those things you can't fit, and you holding on to it, and you want to get something new, but you can't because you don't got no room. It's just like relationships and friendships. You can't have a good relationship or a positive one if you holding on to a negative one. And why are we holding on to negativity? Like, who wants that? We say like, who want to be negative? Nobody want to be, but yet we're gluttony. We're like fools for it. It's kind of like, well, they showing you every way possible. They don't want to be bothered. And you like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with them. Maybe nothing. Maybe it's you. It could be you. Like sometimes we gotta, what I say, self-check. Damn, let me think about that. What did I do? And if you be honest with yourself, because it's important to be honest, let's not lie to ourselves. you could say, oh, I might have, and then, or you could say, okay. You revisit conversations, encounters. No. Perhaps is what Steve Harvey said. We're growing. We're going on different pathways. Things expire. Milk expires. Eggs expire. Bread expires. Cheese expires. Everything expires. Medicine expires. Juice. Everything expires. Even water in bottles expire. Life expires, right? There's nothing that is forever except eternity. And that's eternal life. And that's a whole nother podcast, right? But nothing is forever. Some things expire. Some things will run a course as long as you're alive, and others won't. It's the things that we make try to fit. Imagine you having a puzzle, two puzzles, and you putting them together, and then you break them apart, and you like, oh, I know I'm real good at this. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this puzzle together, and I ain't gonna use the box or whatever, right? And then you realize like you trying to force a piece that don't fit because it looked like it fits, but it doesn't. And then you realize like that don't need to go with this piece. Like this don't go with this game, but it looks like it does. And you trying to make it fit instead of realizing you can't make something fit that don't fit because it wasn't a part of the plan. It didn't come with that puzzle. So it's never going to fit no matter how much you try to make it, force it, shove it, crunch it. It's not going to fit, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So stop trying. Stop trying. Okay, and so invest in yourself. Boom, boom, boom. Especially for all of my entrepreneurs out there. Invest in yourself. You see this retractable pull-up back there? Shout out to Cedrina. Intense Color Studio did that for me. I got some bomb business cards, right? Amazing. She's amazing. Does amazing work. Invest, right? Sow a seed. Get your stuff together. My husband put my studio together for me and building it. And so I'm like, okay, photo shoots. And you get you a team of people that see your vision, want to help see you grow. Now, you can have a whole bunch of people, oh, yeah, I support you, boo, boo, boo. And they don't. I think my brother Marcus Devine posted the other day something on the level of, it's funny when someone needs you to do something and you there. Oh, it's all love. They got all the love and it's all good. But when you need something, nope. Can't find them. No return call. Ain't showing up. Just MIA. And he said, access denied. I was like, I'll be saying that at work. Like, denied. Boom. Right. I'll be making up funny little things. But I was like, yeah. And that goes back to a podcast I had several weeks ago about access. No, not access. It was talking about not having access to you. But ability versus availability. I did a podcast on that. Okay. I think I did it. I might have did it on here. Or I did it over on Spotify. You can go find it on Spotify. You can find it on anchor.fm under TT from the D podcast and check that out. Availability versus ability. You got to know the difference between the two. You can have the ability to do a lot of things because you're blessed and gifted, but you can't be available all the time. People will run you crazy. And I said something before. If you don't have your own agenda, someone else's agenda becomes your agenda because they put you on their agenda to help them with their agenda. Then you lose your agenda and you don't have one anymore. And then you realize you helped them with their agenda and then you don't know what yours was initially and you lost. And no one's going to help you find it because now everybody's busy doing them. You can support people and you can love on them and pour into them. If it's not a two-way street, I need you to revisit that relationship or that situationship. Okay? Revisit it. If you're always giving to them and always checking in and you're the one, hey, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's grab that. And it's always you, hey, trying to pull it together, bring everything together. And you ain't getting them invites or those connections or those thoughts. And it's kind of like, not even a sporadic, hey, just tapping in, seeing how you doing. If you don't get those and you're always the one that's checking on people, revisit that. Matter of fact, do an exercise for yourself, for your happiness. Pause on it. See how long it takes him or her or them to tap in with you. Just checking in. I ain't heard from you in a minute. I ain't seen you in a minute. You good? What's going on? Want to go bite to eat? Let's grab coffee. Hey, go for a walk, bike ride, walk. I don't know, whatever. And see. And if you see them constantly going on with life, as they will, then you need to think about what Steve Harvey said. That relationship could have expired and you just didn't get the memo. Don't mean they don't love you or like you. At least I don't think so. In most cases, I don't think it is. It's just like they're moving and they're doing things. You're moving and doing things. Y'all paths just don't align anymore. And I think we get hurt and get mad and we get stagnant and we get stuck when we trying to stay and figure out a human being, right? Everybody got a mission. We all on the mission. Now, some of us are attached to other people's missions and some of us are not. You got to know when you are attached and when you're detached. Okay. And so, nurture positive relationships and put the rest to bed. Okay. Going back to what I just said, basically, know if you've expired in your situation. Your happy hat is attached to your purpose. You owe yourself happiness before you try to give it to anybody else. If you are not happy, remember, it's a feeling, it's a mood, it's an emotion. Just like sad, it's a feeling, it's a mood, it's an emotion. It's also a mindset. Choose to be positive. Choose to be happy because happiness is ahead. Whatever you're dealing with today or you dealt with yesterday that didn't make you happy, I promise you, if you change your mindset, it's right ahead. It's not going to look like it looked today all the time. I had to pause because I was buffering. But if you choose to stay stagnant, if you choose to stay right there, I'm just going to wait. How long are you going to wait? And what are you waiting for? And who are you waiting on? You want to build an empire and your masonaries, your masons that's got all the tools and stuff that you were relying on, depending on, they ain't showing up. And you've been calling, they ain't returning your calls or your emails. I'm metaphorically speaking. And you said, well, I couldn't build my legacy because nobody wanted to help me build it. Revisit that. Revisit that. That might mean you might need to go to building school to learn a trade, to learn to foundation, to learn to lay carpet, put up drywall, paint, sand, electricity, plumbing. You understand? To build whatever it is you seeking. This is your life. This is your moment. Shine every day. It ain't always gonna be a sunny day. Today was hot as hell outside though. It's 98 degrees. But anyway, it's not gonna always be peachy. It's not. But if it's not today, happiness is ahead. Look ahead. Look forward. Our pastor, shout out to Adam from Citadel of Faith, our church, Covenant Church. He did an amazing sermon this past Sunday. And he used an analogy, and I like analogies and metaphors, right? And I was just like, oh, no, bro, that Adam. Okay. He said, think about why the windshield of a car is bigger than the rear view windshield. The rear view, when you're looking out the back, you see stuff, but when you're looking in your mirror, your rearview mirror, and you're looking at that back window, don't things get smaller because they're coming out of view. You're leaving the view. You're not no longer there. You left it. And then this windshield is huge. You see everything. You have the ability to see everything that you're going towards. Look at your life that way. Use your side mirrors because you also can see what you're walking away from, what you've grown from, where you come from. But this main one is what you need to really, really be taking notice of. Focus on what you are walking towards, which is your future, which is your happiness, which is your peace. It's a positive mindset. Okay? It's not who you with, what you have. I'm sorry, I had to freeze because I know I was froze over here. But you get people to join organizations, groups, and things because they're looking to belong, gangs, all kind of stuff, and they're looking to join something. And then you look at it and you say, "Huh, I still don't find happiness." That's because that's not where it is. It lies within you. So, with that being said, remember this. Because I'm happy, I'm alone. If you feel like that's what you want to do, bring me down. Can't do. Bring me down. And love is true. Bring me down. Can't do. Bring me down. I said, bring me down. Can't do. Happy, happy, happy. Enjoy the rest of your tapping on Tuesday. It's your girl TT from the D. Remember, you can find us here each and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. We're on a new time, Eastern Standard Time. You can find us over on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and right on over on TT from the D podcast, right on Facebook. I'll see you soon. Bye.